Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. I'm seeing a lot of predictions about what might happen if Roe versus Wade is overturned, but I'm not seeing anybody addressing the elephant in the room, which is the degree to which the abortion lobby is going to need a corpse that they can parade around. And we can just look back to the Rosie Jimenez case after the Hyde Amendment passed to see what they're going to do. You have to remember that for the abortion lobby, legal is the big thing. It's legal uber alles, access uber alles. Safety takes a back burner, a far back burner. You have to remember, these are people who enabled Kermit Gosnell. These are people who sent women to an abortion clinic where flea-infested cats were crapping all over the floor, and using an anesthesia chart drawn up by a high school student, people who hadn't even finished high school were doping women within inches of their lives, wrapping them in blankets that maybe got washed once a week if the staff got around to it. They were doping these women within inches of their lives, and in one case, they flat out killed her. Okay? The abortion lobby knows about these places. They know they're happening, but they would rather see them open and operating than see there be fewer abortions. And Karnamaya Mangar doesn't make a really good poster child for safe and legal abortion. They need a corpse that they can try to hang around the justices' necks, and they will stop at nothing to get one. So, you know, they're going to be having kind of a two-part strategy, and they're laying the groundwork. They're trying to establish two ideas in people's minds. One, legal abortion is perfectly safe. All legal abortion providers are absolutely trustworthy. They're the cream of the crop. You could never ask for more diligent and skilled medical professionals. And the other is that if there's no handy-dandy provider available, the women are going to reflexively just reach for the rustiest coat hanger in the closet and ream themselves out. That's the two ideas they're trying to put. Now, you know, so they keep pounding on the idea that legal equals safe, legal equals safe, legal equals safe, legal equals safe, when we know that's not true. These people, safety, nice if you can get it, but not that important. And so they're trying to change it so that the opposite of legal isn't illegal. The opposite of illegal is unsafe. And they don't want you to know that over 90% of pre-Roe abortions were done by doctors. They want you to think that it was a world of rusty coat hangers. Now, what they need to do then is they need to get a corpse. So I'm going to review what they did last time there was something that, and they are way up in arms more now than they ever were before. In 1976, the Hyde Amendment went into effect, and it banned the use of federal funds to pay for elective abortions. And it was named after Henry Hyde, who proposed the bill. And the abortion advocates were keening from day one. They painted a ghastly picture of coat hanger impaled women littering the streets, as women had no options but to, you know, resort to the nastiest, unsafe abortions they possibly could. And when the Hyde Amendment actually went into effect, they ramped up the hysteria and looked for any death they could hang around Henry Hyde's neck. On October 3rd of 1977, they got what they'd been waiting for, a dead woman they could use as leverage. 27-year-old Rosie Jimenez. She'd showed up on September 6th in the emergency room of McAllen General Hospital with a septic abortion that eventually ended her life. She died on October 3rd. And the initial response of the abortion lobby to her death was nothing short of euphoric. They had their trophy, their dead woman. They could plaster her face all over the place. There's one abortion rights activist that stood out from the crowd, and her name was Ellen Frankfurt. She wrote a book, Rosie, The Investigation of a Wrongful Death. And Ms. Frankfurt was absolutely disgusted by how the pro-choice movement was responding, how they just seemed content to pounce on Rosie's corpse and use it for political gain. So, and something's very, very, very interesting. The abortion lobby knew like that about that death. They have connections in the CDC. And as soon as somebody in the CDC found out about this death, they told their friends in the abortion lobby so that they could get the PR machine rolling and blindside the pro-lifers. And you can bet every public health department, every hospital, major hospital emergency room, the CDC, they have their people perched just waiting for a death that they can blame on Roe v. Wade being overturned. And they've got the posters ready. All the PR stuff is ready. All they need is the woman's name, face, and details to slap in. The template's already there, and I can guarantee it. They did it. They did it before. They'll do it again, and I'm not going to go into other examples. Okay? So Ellen Frankfurt really wanted to find out what was going on. So she learned that Rosie had already undergone 2 abortions at taxpayer expense, which meant 2 things. 1, she had no idea what an abortion actually cost. And 2, she concluded that it was the government's responsibility to keep her uterus empty. And thanks to the efforts of the abortion lobby, Rosie's friends and relatives knew that there were no more free abortions. And they told her so. So they managed to get the publicity, no more free abortions, no more free abortions. Women are going to be forced to resort to dangerous, illegal abortions. They're doing that already now. Roe's overturned. Women will be forced. They don't say women are going to wind up having to go to pro-life pregnancy centers for help because they don't want you to know they exist. Okay? Her regular doctor, Rosie's regular doctor, abandoned her. He just told her there were no more free abortions. He did not refer her for a sliding scale abortion, and he did not refer her to get any help with her situation that didn't involve abortion. Okay? Rosie's cousin brought her to a lay midwife in McAllen who charged $120 to perform an abortion using a catheter. Now, sliding scale abortions at Planned Parenthood were $130, only $10 more than this illegal abortion. But Rosie and her cousin didn't know about it because the abortion lobby was really careful to make sure that women did not know. They made sure that the only news that vulnerable women would get was, sorry, no more free abortions. You're just going to have to resort to a coat hanger. And they just repeated that, and evidently Rosie and all the people close to her bought into it. The day before her abortion, Rosie had spent $8 on a cake for a friend's baby shower. And she had a scholarship check for $800 in her purse. So surely she could have pulled together the extra $10 to go to Planned Parenthood. And she waited until she was moribund to go to a hospital. There's no evidence that anybody told Rosie that there were resources available to her. So what we know is we know the abortion lobby is trolling for a corpse. They're going to find one, and they're going to drag that. They are going to have that woman's face on posters before her body's in the ground. I can guarantee it. Her face is going to be in the posters probably before her body's in the ground. And if not before her body's in the ground, certainly before anybody outside the abortion lobby knows about it. They are ready for this. We need to be ready with the message. There is absolutely no reason that a woman has to climb on the abortion table or drive several hundred miles to get an abortion when there are pregnancy resource centers all over the place that will treat her like a human being. Abortion clinics act like the woman's just a fetus container that needs to be emptied. And once the fetus is gone, they lose interest in her. Pro-life centers stick with the woman typically for about 2 years. Whatever it is in her life that's going on that she needs help with, they want to get her on a solid footing so that never again does she think that abortion needs to even be on the table. We need to be prepared for this. They are going to do their best to get somebody killed, and they already have the posters ready to put her face on.